So what in the world was she thinking? Democratic New York Governor Kathy Hochul is under fire after making this offhand remark.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things.
As you can imagine, Governor Hochul is furiously running back those comments. She told the New York Post, quote, "I misspoke and I regret it." And of course, black children in the Bronx know what computers are. Well, people, do you agree with that, or have you found...
I'm going to defend her in two ways. One, I think that when she was called out on it, she immediately said, I regret it. I misspoke. I shouldn't have said that. Of course, I know computers. Okay, so I think, one, that's interesting. You don't see that a lot in politicians taking responsibility for things that they wrote or didn't write or didn't say. There's also the fact that there are times when you use exaggeration and hyperbole when you are giving an answer to try to make a point. She was basically trying to say that these kids in the Bronx, in this area, need more time and attention and resources in order to be competitive for the job market that they will enter into in the future. And we want them to be productive citizens, and therefore we should do X, Y, and Z. And she could add, how about going after the teachers union? That would be something productive that they could do. So I think that when you're doing interviews like that and you're just thinking off the top of your head, you sometimes can make a mistake, but at least she owned up to it.
Well, why pick computers since kids today are virtually born with a TikTok identity and a full computer array? It seems the last thing that I would pick for this generation is being unaware of.
Well, clearly she's not very bright. She was obviously elected because of her looks. But you know what? I agree with Dana. She's being hoisted on her own petard. Not sure what that means. Never looked it up. But Republicans have always been targeted for their hyperbole. And like every Democrat and liberal can read your mind about the things you say. When Trump says they're not sending their best, the libs say, oh, he's talking about all Mexicans. Or when he says China virus, oh, he's talking about Chinese people and not the government or not the criminals that are being sent here from other countries. So they always take hyperbole literally. We're generally better people. I say generally, not uniformly, but generally. So I could say, like you, clearly she was using hyperbole. So I would grant her the allowance, even though she, the partisan dimwit that she is, would never do the same for you or me.
Yep.
If any of us said what she had said, it would be a nonstop news cycle featuring these sputtering, teary-eyed lefties. And of course, Jesse would apologize.
Well, you know what's amazing is that studies have shown that 90% of people do not know what hoisting on your petard is.
Yeah.
So
I had my petard.
It has to do something with a ship.
No.
Judge?
I disagree. Because I read the statement, she said it 3 times. But she actually says, young black kids growing up in the Bronx don't even know what the word a computer is, 1. They don't know, 2. They don't know these things, 3. Okay, so she said it 3 times. This was not a slip. To me, it's degrading, it's dehumanizing, and it's racist, okay? I think it's inappropriate. And the truth is the Senate and the Assembly people in her own party are not forgiving her for this. And it's an additional slap in the face to the minority community who all over New York State is having to take a second seat to the illegals who are coming in, getting cash, getting phones and everything else. So, and plus think about it. During the pandemic, if she believes that, and I think she does because she said it 3 times, how did these kids, did she worry about the fact that these kids, because the teachers weren't in school, couldn't sign on to a computer for remote learning?
But you know who I blame? Tech support. You know, the fact that she has tech support, she's never had to do what all of us do, which is if you have a computer problem at my age, I look for someone 1/3 my age, and they will take care of any problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, black kids in the Bronx know more about computers than the governor. She's
right.
about 70. She knows nothing. If you give her a computer, she'll log on and bring back a virus. If Democrats continue to do this, I'm going to have to stop making grand sweeping generalizations about race and gender because Michelle Obama used to do this all the time. It's easier to get a to get a gun than a vegetable in the hood. You know, she's always like, oh, it's easier to get a gun than a book in the Bronx. Like, they cartoonishly make generalizations about large swaths of people. I just think you need a little more nuance, like I do.
Yes, you're really good at doing that.
I'm
Yes,
Mr.
you are.
Nuance.
Yeah, that's when I think nuance, I think Jesse. That's absolutely.
Yeah.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.